Welcome back to Grassroots Media, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Southbound Real Estate Shawn Jones Show, where we cover everything on Rebel Hill with the South Greene Rebel football team. As always, I'm sitting here with Rebels head coach Shawn Jones. Coach, how you doing this morning?
You're good. Got done practice this morning. We're going fall break, so we just get out of practice, so doing pretty good.
How do you like practicing in the mornings?
Oh, boys love it. You know, they's like, wish we could practice every day. I was like, guys, we got school, so we can't practice in the morning. And it's mainly because of the heat that we have in the afternoon, the first part of the year. But usually morning practices are not good, but this week's been really good. I've had everybody here 8 o'clock in the morning. We went about 8 to 10, 3 mornings this week, so it's been positive.
It's felt good, too. The weather's felt pretty nice.
Yeah, it's been a little chilly, but they enjoy it, so it's good to get out here and get the motor running early in the morning.
Practice started at 8.
Yeah.
Pretty chilly whenever they first get here.
Oh, yeah,
By the time they leave, they're warmed up, and it's feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
Mid-50s, low 60s. I mean, you can't beat that type of weather when you're playing football or any type of sport.
That's the good stuff. You're exactly right.
Especially whenever the sun goes down, too. It kind of feels like winter in a way when the sun goes down at night.
Exactly, and that's what I like about this time of year. You know, it gets a little chilly, and so but they enjoy it, and so we can do it. And like I say, we can do it every day if we could, but we can't, so we'll go on.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about last week a little bit. Let's talk about Happy Valley. It was a senior night here. Just give me a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit of something.
We'll just get a little bit, and I'll be done, because
right.
I don't want to bring back old bad memories. So, yeah, we'll talk a bit about it.
Take me through the night. I know it was senior night for the Rebels. Ended up going to overtime. Fell by the score of 26-20. Take me through that night.
It's just frustration. I mean, all the way around. I mean, you watch the film, and you wonder, okay, you know, Happy Valley's got a good ball club. What did they do to beat us? And again, we felt like it really didn't do anything. We killed ourselves. You know, personal fouls. Got the touchdown drive to tie it. And I told the boys after the game, I said, I'll take full responsibility of the loss, because if you have personal fouls, it's on the head coach. And I told him, I said, we're going to fix that. You know, may have to start doing some stuff, suspending people, because it's just we can't have that. And you think these kids are. You really don't realize they're 13, 14, 15-year-old, but you're right there ready to be adult, and you think just talking to them will fix that. Well, it doesn't. So that was the negative part. You know, that killed one drive. You know, I never complained about officiating, but they made 2 major blunders on the 4th down where they went for it or they fake punted it. The kid is not inside the numbers when they blow the whistle to put the ball in play, and that's one reason they put that rule in, so you're not sticking on the sideline and standing inside. And that's exactly what they've done. That was a big screw up. You know, on the catch, it looks like the kid's knee go down. We really can't fuss about that one, because you really can't tell on film. But then in overtime, you know, we got it 1st and 10. We run a play. They throw the flag. There's 12 guys on the field, and they put the flag in their pocket, and the 12th guy runs off. So if you can't count to 12 the first time, I mean, it's just that part was a little bit of frustration. But again, you know, we killed ourselves. You know, we dropped a pick 6 out here. You know, and I guess it all boils down to, you know, the 4th and 2 was an effort play. You know, we told the boys we watched it 500 times right here. You know, we slide off a couple blocks. Susong, you know, we got a good kick block. I mean, we pancake the guy. But what's crazy, when we call it an effort play, Jacob Warren absolutely murders the guy, but he reaches up and grabs Susong's leg and keeps it from getting a first down. So we kept going effort. You know, so that was a big part. And I guess you take the whole game and all the negative stuff that happened and everything. If our Brant Wilhoit had left school Friday, deathly sick. He was throwing up and bad, and he tried to come back and just couldn't do it. And so we're like, if Brant Wilhoit's here, our kicker, then we ain't even talked about this. So I guess that was the biggest frustrating part. And of course, good kid, wasn't his fault. He tried, he begged to come back, but he was just too weak. And it was like, you know, it was like the football gods were against us that night, and because that was the topping, the icing on the cake right there was that. So it was just a frustrating night. But you know, the one positive thing come out of it, you hardly ever you lose that first conference game. We still went out. We're here at South Greene the rest of the playoffs, and the way it works is, you know, if we was to win out, you know, we beat Hampton beat Happy Valley beat us, but then you go overall record.
And you hold that with 9.
Yeah, I mean, right now we got it right now, and so Hampton's got 2 losses. If we beat them, they'd have 3. Happy Valley's already got 3 losses. So that the good thing of it is you know, we went out, we still control our destiny. So if you want to look at any positives, that's it. You know, maybe we needed the wake-up call, but you hate to lose, especially when you beat yourself. So we'll take it and see what happens and go on.
Coach Dye said it a few minutes ago whenever I first got here. It's good to lose now rather than week 1 of the playoffs or against Hampton in Week 10, or earlier on in the season, maybe whenever you're playing your first game against Gap or West Greene. It's kind of good to lose now because you don't want – we had talked about it, how you had never really faced that adversity this season, how you hadn't been trailing any, and you got in that situation. Do you think this is a good wake-up call for the boys going forward to tell them, hey, we have to have that urgency in these situations?
Oh, yeah, because you see how you're going to react. At halftime it's 14-14, but everybody's coming off the field all fired up, and we're in here bickering with each other. So you see what stuff you need to fix when you have adversity, because we hadn't had it all year.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, closest people been to us is 6 points a couple times, and never trailed. Never trailed to the other night. So that was a big deal also. So it was some things that happened that we think we can build on, and I'm pretty sure. Kids have responded well this week. It's kind of funny. I watched how Miami got beat the other day. Coaching mistake. They're making millions of dollars, and he said Monday, oh, we had the best practice we've had. And I was like, well, I guess if Miami can turn it around, then we can. So we did. We come in Monday ready to go, and like I say, Monday was a regular time practice after school at 3:00, and yesterday we started at 8 a.m. and I kind of was worried, but they come out here, had probably one of the best practices we've had in a long time around here. So we think they're going to bounce back. It's what kids do. They're resilient. They should bounce back. And it's kind of crazy being off this week, but we've had good practices and ready to go play Eagleton.
Is this your first time playing in the new overtime format?
I think so. It's been a while since South Greene we played in overtime. I think the last time we played, no, I take it back, was Hampton. The year Levi Myers scored for us in overtime. We were going to look like to go to overtime with Luke. Luke beat him, but yeah, we played Hampton. So ever how many years ago that was when Levi Myers was here? I think his junior year. So it's been 5-6 years ago. It was the first time we did that format. So, but it's been a while, and we knew after we didn't score that that it's going to be tough for 34. But we felt like, hey, if we could get a stop, we'd go to second overtime. But that didn't happen, so we'll move on.
Let's talk about some of the positives and some of the nice offensive performances you had. You had another good offensive game from Jacob Susong, 140 yards, 2 touchdowns. He found Connor Race and Trey Gentry in the end zone both times. Had another great deep ball to T.J. Buckner, who made probably one of the best catches that you've seen on your team all year and one of the best that I've seen throughout East Tennessee. Talk about his not passing and how you were able to open up those lanes a little bit.
Well, the first half we was able to do really well. Second half it got a little sloppy with the rain, and that was kind of the thing too. I watched the weather all week, and everybody kept saying you may get a few little showers and sprinkles.
It didn't stop raining.
Well, in the second half, it didn't stop raining, and that kind of we felt like the ball swept through our hands a couple times. So that was big. It wasn't the wetness as far as fumbling. A friend of mine texts me every week. Hey, we do the wet ball drill this week, and we didn't. But we didn't have no fumbles. We just didn't catch the ball with the rain. So that was a little bit. But Susong threw the ball well, especially in the first half. And did some things there. And then, of course, Nash had another great night. I think he had like 120-some yards, 130-some yards rushing, and a touchdown. So, and then the line blocked great. There was some times, except like I say on that 4th down and 2 play, the line did really well. So we had some bright spots. Defensively, we had a few guys step up. It was tough. Everybody had the ball all night. So we did have some individual good things happening, but again, those guys don't care if you get beat, and that's what you want when you have a team atmosphere.
Was it kind of dry in the first half at least?
Yeah, it was dry the whole first half. Everything was fine, and it sprinkled a little bit, but then I heard the rain at halftime. I was like, well, maybe it'll stop here, but it didn't, and so and then Happy Valley's coaches had said they didn't feel like that if it hadn't rained, they didn't feel like it could stop us. And I'm like, well, we didn't get an opportunity to see that, so whether they could or they couldn't, and it's really stopped us in the first half. But again, we were limited with possessions. We had the ball 5 times, scored 3 times, and you got to have the ball more than 5 times in the whole game to be successful offensively. But again, we played well. Second half, we played really well on defense. It's just the stupid stuff. Just the penalties really hurt us. Running into the kicker, which we felt like we hit her helmet, and they got the ball there. And then our personal fouls, our late was big on that last drive. So, but there's things we can work on, we can fix.
Moving forward now, you're one of the very few teams that have a game on fall break. I know if you look at the schedule throughout all of Tennessee, there's very few teams that are playing, because I think I've seen some crazy statistic. There are over 100 teams on their bye week this week. You're going into you're going into this week with a game. You've got a region game coming up. Travel to Eagleton for the first time. First matchup in school history. We'll talk about that, though, in just a minute. We need to go ahead and get a break in there first, so we'll be right back to discuss that matchup against the Royals here in just a minute here on Grassroots Media.
At Corner Pawn, the friendly and knowledgeable staff has the experience necessary to help you out regardless the need. Have an item of value you'd like to pawn or sell? Corner Pawn can help. They pawn numerous items of value, including firearms, tools, ammunition, silver, coins, and much more. When you walk through their doors, you'll find well-stocked shelves full of electronics, gaming systems, fishing and hunting equipment, car audio and accessories. And don't forget about the room full of guitars and basses and amplifiers, or their outside lawn and garden equipment. Corner Pawn is a case knife dealer and carries numerous used knives as well. Stop by and let the friendly staff at Corner Pawn help you today at 432 East Bernard Avenue, Greenville, Tennessee.
Pizza Inn's new Right Way Buffet is open and ready for you and your family. Now with new garlic buttery crust and stuffed crust pizza, along with salads and desserts. It's the best part of your day. The all-day, everyday buffet. Only at Pizza Inn Greenville.
Welcome back to Grassroots Media, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Southbound Real Estate Shawn Jones Show, where we cover everything on Rebel Hill with the South Greene Rebels. As always, I'm joined here with Rebels head coach Shawn Jones. So you've got Eagleton this week. We mentioned it right before the break. First time in school history that you're playing against them. You get to travel up there to Blount County to play on that turf field. That's another difference for you, something you're not used to. Talk about what you expect on Friday night.
Well, they got a hard-nosed team. You know, they got some really good skilled people. Their quarterback brother, I think, won a state championship a few years ago at Maryville. And so they're just young as far as when I say young, they don't have no seniors. So, you know, I told the boys this week at practice, whatever you see this year, you're going to see next year. Exact same kids because, you know, they've got such a young team and they don't have a senior class yet. So it's going to be tough. You know, go down there to play. We expect them to bring their best. You know, they got some good kids, some good sound-looking kids. So, but we feel like we go down there and do our thing and do what we're supposed to, that we'll come out successful Friday night.
Usually teams that play on grass have a little bit of trouble when you play on turf, but that's really not the case with you guys because you guys have had sort of that experience before. I know you went up to Gatlinburg-Pittman and I think Northview.
Yeah, and then last year we played down at Seymour. Mm-hmm. So you know we've been on turf before, so it's you know we're fine with it. The boys enjoy it when you get to go play on it. So it's cool. It'll be fine. You know, it'll really change what we do.
How excited are you to go play in a new atmosphere too? Because it's not often you get to play in a brand new facility or a brand new environment, and you have that opportunity on Friday night.
Well, it's just something new that the kids enjoy, that you go somewhere different, and that's kind of what you do when every 2 years when you mix your schedule up. You know, you try to maybe, if you get tired of playing somebody, you might, hey, let's find somebody else. So now it's a conference game, so that makes it even bigger. You know, you're not just going down there and being all of, hey, we got a new facility here, but it's a conference game, and we got to go down there and be business-like.
And I know you have some film on them. There's enough to be able to look at what you expect them to run now. I know I talked to a couple coaches earlier in the season that were playing them week 4, and you don't really have as much. Luckily for you guys, you play them now later on in the season, so you have enough to look through and expect what they can run. What do you expect to see on offense and defense from them?
Well, offensively, they're going to spread the ball out, kind of like we do. So you know, we feel comfortable there because that's what we practice with every week. You know, they're going to do some misdirection, different things, throw the ball. Quarterback can throw it really well and run it really well. Defensively, you know, they're going to play. Good thing that we like to see, they're going to play man coverage, and you know that's all the way across the board. And when you play man coverage, that means they're going to turn and run with these guys. So we feel like, you know, we'll have some stuff open, running the ball and different things, throwing the ball. So they're they're going to come up there and they're going to be in that forefront and play man coverage and see what happens. So we're excited about that. Again, it's something different we've seen, and you know, so how we're going to react against that, and how we're going to run the football, and how we're going to throw it. So, but they bring a lot to the table. You know, they got their big first win in their history against West Greene, and then they won. I think they won another one. They beat Wartburg, I think 21-20. You know, so they've got a couple wins this year. So you know, it's going to be exciting to go down there to play somebody different, but we expect to come out with a W.
With it being another Region 1 2A matchup, there always comes the importance of that within the playoff schedule or the playoff scenarios. We talked about it a little bit in the latter half. You're still in the driver's seat. You win out, you still finish as the top team in the conference, you still host. Talk about some of the playoff standings at this point in time.
Well, you know, that happens, you know, if we win out. But if we used to beat Eagleton and lose to Hampton, we're going to finish third. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we're going to go on the road first week, and then probably going to go up to Happy Valley if they win that first one. So, you know, maybe look at a rematch there. Of course, if we lose both of them, and we start out 2-0, we're probably going to finish fourth. Then there's all kinds of scenarios that can happen there. But so, again, that's the good thing about it. You know, Hampton really, you know, they control their destiny. We control our destiny. Happy Valley don't control theirs, and that's kind of crazy. They beat us because they've already been beat by Hampton. So, but the good thing of it is we control what we do, and we got 3 games left, 2 of them is conference. You win them, and you're home field advantage throughout the playoffs, and we don't even probably even thinking about Happy Valley anymore. So it's some stuff we still need to play for, and that's good. Like I say, the only positive come out of Friday night. that we still can play for what we want to play for, and then we'll go on from there.
I don't know if it's been mentioned yet in any of the articles or any of our interviews, but you're locked into the playoffs at this point.
It looks like, yeah, because we were 2-0, so with Cumberland Gap and who is it? Cumberland Gap is 0-2. And
West Greene is at the bottom. Even
right
if Eagleton were to beat you and you were to finish 4th and West Greene were to beat Happy Valley,
they still can't get there.
They still wouldn't get there because
Eagleton beat them,
yeah,
and we had head-to-head. So it looks like, the playoffs scenarios are lock us in. Have to go back and make sure that we're locked in, but we're going to take it one game at a time, go down to Eagleton, and then once you get Eagleton, you're for sure locked in, and we'll see what happens.
All right, that's all we've got this week. You got Eagleton, finish with Granger, and then Hampton at the end of the year. For the first time this year, you've got to leave the county.
That's it, first time all year, and we're going to load the bus up and make that 1.5 to 2 hour trip. So, but that's good. First 7 weeks we didn't leave Greene County. Now the last 3 we will, so it ain't going to be too bad. But we'll get on the bus and see what happens.
Sort of familiar territory. You've not been to play Eagleton, but after that, you've been to Granger before, and you've been to Hampton many times.
Oh, many times, yeah.
It's nothing new where you're playing 3 teams that you've never played before. You get Eagleton out of the way, and then it's familiar territory with Granger and Hampton. But that's all I've got for you this week, Coach.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of fall break.
Thanks.
No school, no teaching.
That's it.
Got football on Friday night, though. Not at Rebel Hill this time, not within the county. Travel up to Blount County if you want to see the Rebels play this week. If you're a fan or supporter, 7 o'clock kickoff time, I think is what Eagleton has on their schedule, too. So that's all we got this week. Thank you all for watching this week's edition of the Southbound Real Estate Shawn Jones Show. Look forward to seeing you next time here on Grassroots Media.